Hey Fort Osage, on this week's episode we take a behind-the-scenes look at how broadcasting films hype videos, sports updates, and more coming up on Tribal Review.
We also look ahead to the first girls basketball home game and your weekend weather report coming to you after the break.
Hey Fordo, welcome back to Tribal Review. I'm Cameron Dawson.
And I'm Lily Kruk. Today is Friday, November 21st, 2025, and here's what you need to know at Fort O.
Fort Osage High School Student Council is hosting Freezing for a Reason on December 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m. They will be collecting coats and winter items as your admission to the boys basketball games. All items will go to the Fort Osage Care Closet to help Fort Osage families in need this winter.
Now to our Friday forecast. Hey Jazzy, how is this weather shaping up for the weekend?
Hey guys, looks like the rain is moving out for the weekend. I'm Jazzy Lennox with your Friday forecast. Today it's going to be a high of 58 and a low of 44 with clouds and a chance of rain. Going into Saturday, it'll be sunny with a high of 60 and a low of 43. Following into Sunday, it'll be a high of 66 and a low of 44. And finally on Monday, heading into our short week, it'll be a high of 50 and a low of 41 with partial sun. Expect cooler temps to move into the area. That's it for your Friday forecast. I'm Jazzy Lennox, back at you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jazzy. I'm glad it's going to be sunny again.
Yeah, I hope the weather stays like this. There are new members joining the wrestling team, looking to make an impact on the program this year. Tribal Review reporter Harper Allen takes a look at how they're preparing for the season.
Coach Brandon Wackerman is the head girls wrestling coach. He believes Jocelyn and Ariel will do nothing but add success to an already impressive team.
I think they'll be immediate energy. They're good wrestlers joining a great program, so we can't wait to see what they do. I think they're going to be talented. I expect those girls to wrestle for the finals at every normal tournament we go to and continue to elevate a program that's already strong.
Jocelyn Gray was a member of the USA national team. She feels that those opportunities will help her this high school season.
Helped me by just like the team bonding and like knowing like your surroundings and like the environment you're going to be in and like how it's going to be under pressure and stuff.
Drive over it.
Ariel Biggs and Jocelyn Gray have wrestled together for a majority of their life. Ariel believes that having a relationship with Jocelyn helps her because she has someone she can count on.
It definitely helps you because giving you someone to like practice with and like talk to about like wrestling, like something that you have in common, definitely helps bond and wrestling in the sport.
I'm Harper Allen reporting for Tribal Review.
Thanks, Harper. I'm excited to see their progress.
Yeah, I'm sure they've been working hard.
When we return, we'll be taking a look at how the girls basketball team is getting ready for their home matchup against Lee Summit. More after the break.
The yearly national average for distracted driving deaths is 3,000, with injuries eclipsing 400,000. I think the text can wait, so put down your phone and keep your eyes on the road.
Rudy Bear's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA is located in the heart of Westport at 4030 Broadway Boulevard. Bear's Gym offers a multitude of classes ranging from MMA and wrestling to kids classes starting at 4 years old, where they cultivate the next generation of martial arts. Classes are available Monday through Sunday starting as early as 6 a.m. ending at 8:30 p.m. Your first class is free, so why not come try out here at Rudy Bear's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. Come train with the black belt himself, Rudy Bears, and come get some jiu-jitsu.
Welcome back, Fort. Tribal Review reporter Harper Allen joins us again and takes us to the court to see how girls basketball is preparing for their first home game.
Beautiful grab there so it didn't go too far over her head. Matt going in for the two, and it is good. Some talkative and some aren't. I like both. Some be yapping your ears off.
Fort Osage opens their season November 24th against Lee Summit. Senior guard McKenna Simons had 11 points the last time these two teams faced off. She feels that there are new people stepping up into roles to fill spots of last year's seniors.
Losing 3 seniors who had very important roles. I mean, we lost 2 of our top scorers, our best rebounder. So we have a lot of roles that needed to be stepped into, and I feel like our juniors are really coming into those roles. We're fulfilling them in practice and out of practice. Looking forward to the first game. It's going to be a whole different style of play as we are going to be more defensive minded. We are going to have to rebound more as guards, and we're not very big, so we're going to have to box out and get on the boards more.
Bumped out, picked up,
back
back
in.
to Shockley, up.
Good. It will say Fillmore's got it. Up.
This is the second year in a row Fort Osage has kicked off their season against Lee Summit. Head coach Lindsey Thompson feels they have grown good culture so there isn't huge shifts between graduating classes.
I think that no matter who our players are, like our identity is the same. We're going to pressure really hard on defense and try to get downhill and shoot the ball well on offense. So regardless of who comes in, that's why we build the culture that we do, so that it's kind of a seamless transition from one graduating group to the next.
Really trapping her in that corner.
Off the hands there, just couldn't quite get around it. Max Simon's going.
Got a leg. Some team effort.
Coach Lindsey Thompson also believes the team needs to be quick in transition to continue offensive momentum.
We're going to have to do a good job of getting back in transition and taking care of her, but I think that we can defend absolutely anybody. So I'm not worried about us playing really great defense. We're just going to need to be able to find some rhythm on offense.
Both teams are primed and ready for tonight's matchup to set the tone for the rest of the season. I'm Harper Allen reporting for KFOI Sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Harper. I enjoyed seeing them play yesterday.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Fort Broadcasting has been cooking up new hype videos for the winter sports season. Tribal Review reporter Aiden Kellum takes us behind the scenes.
2, 1, go. Perfect.
The Fort Osage Broadcasting Department has been hard at work creating hype videos for winter sports. Teams getting a video are both boys and girls wrestling and the basketball teams. Coach Josh Wilson believes the videos get the team hype.
Just like the name says, it hypes them up. That's what it's meant to, at the beginning of home games, be able to see that. But also gives them some creativity and, playing around. If you've never been a part of a hype video, one of the hardest things is you have to think of some of your shots and things like that. And so getting them to think creative and outside the box and use some of their creativity it gives them the chance to do things like that. So I'll always like to see that.
All right, you ready, B-Mont?
The videos are filmed by both broadcasting instructor Chance Parsons and students, and then edited fully by the students. Junior Braden Beaumont believes it's nerve-wracking at first to be in front of a camera, but becomes comfortable over time.
I feel like it's definitely, like when it first start getting in front of a camera, you probably get a little nervous, but I feel like once you get used to it, it's kind of just like a fun thing to do.
The hype videos are premiered at the Winter Sports Assembly in front of the teams and student body to generate excitement for the season. Coach Wilson doesn't get much say in the videos, but believes in the students to make a great product.
Not really a lot. Mr. Parsons, I will discuss things, but I just kind of trust him, and I trust his students, and I trust our guys to put together what they want. Again, it's for them, to help them. We'll argue about the music a little bit, Mr. Parsons and I, but usually we'll come up with something pretty good that will be a combination. Again, it's about hyping it up and what song goes best with what he's got. So that's all. Usually what it comes down to is the biggest thing is the music, and then he'll try to play Taylor Swift over what I want just to make it sound better.
Fort Osage Boys Varsity's first game is December 2nd at 7 p.m. versus Liberty North at home. I'm Aiden Kellum, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Aiden. It was cool to see what happens behind the camera.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how they turn out. Looking for an exciting night out? Look no further than our upcoming Fort Osage School District Talent Show, Fort's Got Talent. Join us on Tuesday, November 25th at 7 p.m. in the Fort Osage High School Performing Arts Center for a night of unforgettable performances by talented Fort Osage students. Tickets are $10 for adults or $5 for students. To purchase online, scan the QR code on your screen.
Fort Osage High School is gearing up to host more than 20 teams and 500+ student competitors at the Fort Osage Speech and Debate Tournament on January 9th through 10th, 2026. They are looking for volunteer judges to support this exciting two-day event at FOHS. You can sign up using the QR code on your screen. Signups end on December 17th, 2025.
Reminder, Thanksgiving break starts on Wednesday, November 26th through Friday, November 28th, 2025. School will resume on Monday, December 1st. Enjoy your break.
It's another week, and it's time for us to highlight another great book. Let's check out this week's Ag Treasure.
I am so excited to bring you this week's Attic Treasure. It is the newest story by Tiffany D. Jackson, who also wrote Grown, The Weight of Blood, which was probably one of my favorite books of last year, and Monday's Not Coming, she also wrote, and She Does Not Miss. This year, she wrote The Scammer. The Scammer is a story of a young girl who is a teenager. She graduates from high school, and she is destined to go to Yale. But at the last second, instead of going to Yale, she decides to go to an HBCU in honor of her brother who died the year previously. Once at the HBCU, she meets a group of girlfriends who she thinks are her very best friends in the whole world, and one of them invites their brother, Devontae, to stay with them for a little while. And Devontae brings a whole slew of problems. This is mysterious, it has an incredible twist, and I think that you will love The Scammer.
As always, if you're looking for more news and information about Fort Osage High School, you can always find additional coverage at fohssignal.net.
There you will find stories about the students and activities of the school, so check it out today.
Well, that's it for today's show. I'm Cameron Dawson.
I'm Lily Kruk.
I'm Jazzy Lennox.
And I'm Riley Morris. Thanks for joining us today. Now we head over to Tomahawk Sports Talk.
Welcome to this week's episode of Tomahawk Sports Talk, where we bring you all the news and information about Fort Osage athletics. I'm Brian Eisen.
I'm Blake Overbeck.
We have special guest, broadcasting instructor Chance Parsons with us today. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic, Eisen and Overbeck. How are you guys doing on this wonderful 6:30 a.m. morning?
Great.
Yeah, I'm doing
Absolutely great.
I mean, unfortunately, we can't have our fellow co-host Matthew Soul with us today.
Aw.
Unfortunately,
He's having a better morning than us. He's still asleep.
Yeah.
We called him. He was like, "What?"
He's like, "What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, dude?"
It's not like we've been doing this for like 8 weeks straight.
Yeah. Some
Probably
people
more
are
than
they're just not dedicated to the grind. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Which it's exciting. Sports are kicking off this week, really. So you guys will be able to get back in the flow of like actually reporting on sports and not filling the time. But you guys have done a great job of bringing coaches in and really understanding their methods and, you know, who they are as a coach and what goes into that. So I've really enjoyed seeing you guys format your show in a way that you could keep doing it when there aren't sports going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we brought you on, because a lot of people, they might see the highlights on like TikTok, Instagram. We don't really know what goes on during that to make that a possibility.
Yes. When you say sports broadcasting, there's so many different elements of that, right? You got your actual sports broadcast, which both of you have worked on. You've got the content creation side, which we do a lot of here at Fort Osage, and there's so many different facets of what students have to do in order to, you know, be successful at both. I'm not saying I've figured it out, but we're trying to figure it out as we go year by year.
Yeah. Of course, whenever you first came into instructing here at Fort Osage, you're a Fort Osage alumni.
Yes, graduated in 2010. Damn. Yeah.
No, and then went to Northwest, and then you started working on like a bunch of like freelance jobs, a bunch of jobs for like concerts. Like, can you tell us about how that like affected your ability to like teach?
Yeah, so back in the day when I graduated from Northwest Missouri State, I couldn't find a job right away in production. Back then it was a little bit more scarce, but what I did was, in the meantime, I worked on some TV shows. There's a TV show here called Outlaw Country that was shot in Buckner. Worked on some of that. And then I got a job at a company in Kansas called DSS, Digital Sound Systems. And what they truly did is, say you wanted to put on a corporate event, you would come to us, we would plan it, we would execute the video, audio, lighting, building video walls, cameras, scripts, all that stuff. So it's a lot of things that translate to like news as well, but we did everything. We also did music festivals. So a lot of times I'd drive a truck, 16 hours across the United States, set up video walls, direct the video that goes on them, break it all down and drive it home. So that's kind of where I got my like start. But sports has always been something that I've like loved and been interested in.
Yeah.
So then what made you like want to get into teaching too?
Well, originally when I left Northwest, I was going to get my master's in teaching so I could be a professor there. But it just didn't work out with the way that like I decided too late. And if I wanted to get in my master's program, it was too late, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I'm just going to go live life like an adult and get a job and do that whole thing. So the story of like me coming here is actually pretty funny because I was working at CarMax doing content like creation there as well. Not on like the brand facing side, but on the employee facing side. So we would come up with the trainings, we would write the change, we would make the videos and tests that they would all take. So we were still I was mostly doing like video stuff for them. And then I saw on Facebook one day, literally a flyer from Fort Osage that said like teachers needed, and one of the bullet points was journalism. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So that's like the program that I came from, which it is wildly different from when I was here, like wildly different. But I interviewed and I left. They said, hey, we'll let you know in a couple weeks. I left, and not 20 minutes later, got a phone call, and they said, well, we want to hire you. So I was like, oh, okay. They're like, but the thing is, you don't have a master's. You don't have a teaching degree. You just have a broadcasting degree. So the state of Missouri requires you to get some form of teaching degree. This is also 2 weeks, basically, before school year starts. So within the week, I was enrolled in a master's program and, yeah, becoming a teacher. So it was a quick turnaround. I came in here with, like, no resources. So my first year was a lot of just like getting through the day and getting to the next step, you know. But as we go year by year, I'm finding out what works more and how I can better support students and what we can do better for broadcast. So it's been a real learning process, but I do enjoy learning. I feel like a lot of people, when they get older, they get complacent, but I do enjoy learning new things and trying new things.
Yeah. Well, and you can see that too within like the hype videos and the trial reviews. It seems like every single episode, every single hype video gets better too.
Yes, and you know that a lot of that starts with the students. Like the first 2 years we did those, like I did have a lot more control because I was teaching, right? And a lot of students get scared when you put something expensive in their hands and say, do this. You got to think about the pressure of every student's going to say, I hate this song. I hate this edit. You did us dirty, because we're in that era of social media where everyone thinks they have to look cool. They can't be fun. They can't have fun. They can't look goofy. They have to be cool, and then they just like badmouth it. So like I understand why kids get scared, but me, I'm an adult. I don't care if you don't like it. It's a free service that we're providing in a way for my students to get to try something new and creative. So yes, we're always trying, and this year especially, as you've seen, they've been I think the best they've ever been, because there are students that have taken that up and started to spearhead that. Now that's not going to be the same every year. Not all students are going to be the same year after year, but I'm really enjoying what we've been doing, and it's given a lot of students opportunities to grow in different ways. Because when you think about broadcasting and journalism, when they take this class, they're thinking news, weekly news show, right? And that's not what the world has to offer these days. It's not just news. In fact, news is slowly dying. Like, it truly is. So I like to teach those skills because it's important to tell stories, but I also like to give students skills of editing and being able to be creative.
Yeah, and like you just said, news is dying. So like, where do you think journalism's going? Like,
it's going to TikTok and Instagram. Absolutely. More and more multimedia journalists, which a multimedia journalist will be someone not icing gets a story. He's going to film, edit, do all that stuff himself, which is what you do here pretty much. But they'll just post on social media. I've seen a lot of changes in news in general where they're going more podcast style. Well, they'll have their newscast, and then afterwards they'll sit down with a guest or the other anchor, and they'll just discuss in a podcast style like this the stories that they're talking about and post that to social media. Because you got to think, with streaming, a lot of people don't have access to their news. I mean, some streaming packages offer that, but a lot of people are turning to social media for news, which is not great, but it is what they're doing.
Yeah, I think it's very indicative that when most people, they'll pay for subscriptions, and all these subscriptions, like I know, like say on HBO Max, like there is news, but it's not really publicated. So people aren't doing cable TV really anymore. Mm-hmm. So they don't really have the opportunity to see news besides what's on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like especially a lot of the younger generation, I feel like a lot of them just like, you ask them where they got that, they say it's on TikTok.
Right. And where do you guys, like, especially for sports, because we're a sports podcast, like, where do you, for everything above Fort Osage, you know, college and professional sports, what's your primary source of consumption for news?
So for me, I'll like go on Twitter and then put notifications for like my favorite teams so that I immediately get those.
Like their official accounts? Yeah,
I go on Twitter as well. But the thing is, Twitter's not now. It's a big wave to do all the like fake accounts, like Centel.
Yeah, where they just do like not blah, 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 or something like that.
Yeah,
you have to be really careful. That's why I usually just have push notifications on for ESPN.
Yeah.
Like I got a wild one, was it like a week or 2 weeks ago, where it said that LeBron was debuting in the G League, and I had no idea, so I had to like go back and look at it, and he truly was playing in the G League to get ready to come back. So yeah, that's where I primarily do it. But when you look at the high school side, we have to dig for information, right? A lot of it's not available, or it's huddle, and we have to wait for it to get updated. So, like, what's been the biggest struggle finding your correct stats and things to talk about for the show?
One thing one thing, not really for the show. I mean, for the show, the hardest thing has been girls golf.
Yeah.
I mean, there's very little publication on it, especially like I feel like if they didn't win like the conference championship, or like win the meets they did, it's very hard to get publicized. So I think that's why Coach Wilson does a great job. Is that like usually nobody talks about golf,
right?
But he's able to get that news out there and like make it to the point where people want to play golf and win a conference championship.
I think golf is growing here at Fort Osage tremendously right now. And I think more people are realizing that, it's a sport that is